Welcome to Golden Drop, everyone. My name is Sharon McDonald, and I am happy to be here today to be able to chat with you about the uses of bergamot, okay? So bergamot or bergamot, either way you slice it or dice it, is a lovely essential oil that is used for so many things due to stress. And I remember as a little girl, I don't even remember if it was a book that I first read it, but I remember reading a story about royalty and how it was here in Britain where I'm at. That was where the book was staged. And they had bergamot salts that they would use for stress. And then when the women would be all stressed, they'd be like, go get the bergamot salts. And they would, so, I am the mother of 5 children and experience a lot of stress. And I've been using essential oils for 20 years. And I think one of my very favorite of all the citrus, besides like red mandarin and kumquat right now, would be bergamot. It is and wild orange I adore, but this is a cross between lemon and lime and is so good for just calming down. And I used to think, oh, those silly ladies, why would they do that? And it's the main ingredient in black Earl tea, in Earl Grey tea. And they do that because it's calming, and it was used specifically to calm. And so you will find this all over for environmental stress, mental fatigue, stress of any kind, agitation. There was a couple of other terms that I remember reading, and but beyond stress, you can use it for rheumatoid arthritis and infections, and you can use it for well, obviously as a sedative, right? But also for brain injuries. That was one that was really surprising to me. Brain injuries. And so with further research, this is where you would apply it for any kind of stress. You can use it in your hands, and I'm going to give some major, like, be careful. So just drop a drop in your hand. It's got this gorgeous green yellow color, and just breathe it in. And I did a presentation today where I told the woman who was an avid essential oil user from a different company out here in Britain. I said, run it through your hair. She goes, why would I want it to run through my hair? I don't want it to be oily. I'm like, well, essential oils aren't fatty oils. It's the essence of a plant, and plants aren't oily. Oh, I guess I didn't realize that. She said, because all of my essential oils from my company are oily. And I'm like, well, that's because this particular brand dilutes everything, and you can't take them internally. Like, there's all kinds of regulations, and it's just really one of those posh, upscale kind of essential oils just to smell good. And anyway, so it was interesting to me to hear her say that. And then when she put it in her hair, she was like, oh gosh, like you could go around smelling your hair all day. And it really stays lovely, and it does act like this human diffuser. So this is a really lovely way to be able to do it. You can also put this under your tongue and chase it with water, or apply it to water to aid in digestion. Because it is of the citrus family, it's going to do really, really well to be able to aid in that digestion. Now, here's your big fat warning. Like, it's so huge. You need to be careful with this essential oil. I will tell you to put it where the sun doesn't shine. You need to be really careful using this because it's photosynthetic. Now, what does that mean? It means that when the UV rays hit this essential oil, it activates, right? It activates the pigments in the skin, and it will cause a chemical burn. So you want to look for all of the blends that have bergamot in it, and you want to make sure you just apply it where the sun doesn't shine, or give yourself 12 hours. Use it at nighttime, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so these are some of those ways that you can do that. For the brain injury, you're going to want to be able to end stress and any kind of mental alertness. You want to apply it right back to the back. Everybody feel right in the back of your head. there's that soft spot where the spine comes up and hits the cranium. This spot right there is where you're going to want to apply this or any of your mood oils, okay? And so you just rub that in. And then another nice place that I learned from Dr. Hill is the two little nodules that are at the base of your head. You can feel them. They're just on either side, and they're like little nodules kind of right on the other side of each one of those. And you just want to put that at the base of the, you'll feel those bumps on your cranium, and you just do that there. And rose is also another one that he taught to do this with, and it's lovely because they tend to be tender, and it's just because we hold a lot of tension, and you don't have to worry about the UV ray here unless you're bald, okay? But if you've got hair covering your head, you're going to be fine. And you just roll that in there, and that will aid in that recovery, specifically for brain and emotional health. And so this is the essential oil of joy. And so it's just imagine, you know, here we are in winter, and many of us, you know, are in snowy states, right? And we don't live in Australia where it's summer right now. We're in the dead of winter. And so it might be super cold where you're at. It might be a little bit gloomy and you're used to 80-degree weather or better. And even though the sun might be out, you still might feel a little bit blue and a little bit yucky. This is the time of year you want to beef up those root vegetables, because we want to be rooted, we want to be warm. This is when you eat lots of soups and keep the body in this really comforting state. It doesn't have to be meat and potatoes. It can be lots of these yummy rooted vegetables, parsnip, turnip, beets, and your gourd kind of veg too, right? Along with Brussels sprouts. And these make lovely, lovely soups along with lentils. And they're going to just really feed the soul and the digestive system in a way that will keep you rooted and grounded and happy. I know it seems really weird, but it kind of just gives the body and the body energies, specifically the stomach, a chance to just kind of catch up and really digest and take its time. And then what do? What's in season right now for fruits? It's citrus. So this is a chance for us to use our citrus oils and be lifted and be happy and find joy. And bergamot falls into that pasture, right? We're not going to eat a bergamot plant because you can't. It's specific for aromatic and flavorings. That's why they do it. You don't eat this fruit, but you're going to double up on your citrus. You're going to eat more oranges and clementines and tangerines, and you're going to be eating more grapefruit, right? So these are things that you're going to want to do. And to supplement that and aid in joy and upliftment and feeling like you're on the sunny slopes of a hillside in the middle of spring, is to be able to use these essential oils. Again, aromatically, topically, and internally. So the last thing I wanted to do is to just share with you what these blend with and kind of go over that again and help you unwind the way that you make a roller bottle remedy, or maybe the way that you create a diffuser blend, okay? Because this is really important to me, and this is how I learned how to use essential oils really well over the last 20 years, but over the last 8 years, I honed this skill because I didn't have anybody to really teach me when I first started using essential oils 12 years ago, right? Like heavily using them, not just eucalyptus and lavender. Like I started into the world of essential oils 12 years ago, learning about them. And so these are the things that blend well with it: cypress, eucalyptus, geranium, lavender, lemon, and ylang ylang. So you can mix and match all of these with bergamot, and they will go lovely, lovely, and you will not have a problem with them. And so you can mix and match, and you just make that smell the way that you want it to. And once you find a diffuser blend you love, you can always put that into a roller bottle, okay? And don't hesitate to do that, because that becomes a super great hack that can really lift someone out of a really dark place to a really happy place, maybe motivate or give them concentration that like they haven't experienced before. So this is all I have to share today. And I would love to be able to open up the channel for any of your questions. Maybe you have a different experience about something else that you'd like to share, but the time is yours. So let's do that. Do we have any requests, any questions, any comments?
Sharon, I have a question. So when you said you can't put this oil where the sun doesn't shine, does that only mean on your skin? Because when you said to put it in your hair, does the sun activate anything when it's on your hair?
No, it'll be fine in your hair. It's not going to be like peroxide. You know how when you use
That's what I was, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Like, let's get her peroxide out and get her hair all blonde. No, it won't.
Okay.
It's never done anything to my hair. And I use this and wild orange and citrus all the time. And I run them through my hair because I run them through the back of my hair because I don't want to have some sort of chemical burn if I happen to be on the slopes and the sun's hitting my shoulder, if I'm out for a hike or I happen, you know what I mean? Like, I just have never wanted to chance it. So I always run it through the back of my hair anyway, right there where Dr. Hill said, and I use it aromatically, you know, in my hands. And so that's how I've always done it. And I don't have funky, crazy hair. Well, maybe sometimes I do, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, because I always see you, going down your hair.
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
I just wanted to make sure that didn't damage anything, which I figured it didn't, but I wanted to clarify that on here.
In fact, actually today, Tamara Scott shared in this class, we were talking with this woman who was like, oh, put it in my hair, then my hair will be oily. She actually said she uses citrus every day and it helps control oil, which doesn't shock me because oils, essential oils are fat loving, aren't they? So they're going to attach to oil and they're going to distribute it better. It's just like when you drink an essential oil, citrus oil specifically, before you eat, it's going to attach itself to fat. Okay? So it's going to attach itself to fat and pull the fat apart so the fat can digest better. So this is why we want to drink citrus oils specifically before we eat, and then it will help digest that food. And you often hear also a complaint about citrus oils. Oh my gosh, it's going to ruin the mucosal lining of the stomach or the mucus, and it's really terrible for you. Actually, what it does for people who are super mucousy, especially people who maybe eat a lot of dairy, that does create some extra mucus in the body, and some bodies can handle it and some bodies cannot. So they tend to be congested. They tend to be a little snotty, boogery, coffee or, doing that. And those people really can benefit from using more citrus oil and being more hydrated. Okay, so that 20 ounces of warm water in the morning is critical, not cold, because the liver doesn't like it, your gut doesn't like it. Chinese medicine really, really is truthful. Like, it doesn't like to be cold. So when we take those citrus oils, it also does the same thing to mucus. It thins it. Instead of being clumpy, it's now thinner, and the body can then work it through to aid in digestion, to aid in the fallopian tubes, moving the mucus through for the eggs, like all these things our body uses mucus for protection, for aid in delivering systems and body processes. So don't be afraid to have your citrus oils before you eat. So I like to drop mine under my tongue and then chase it with water. I always have done that, and it's the easiest delivery system for me. Because I don't really like it sitting along my lips either, because it can be a little bit irritating to me personally. So good question, Renee. So in fact, I was thinking, oh, I make my own dry shampoo, right? And I thought I would love to put bergamot in that. Bergamot with lavender, oh, it would be delicious. So anyway, good talk. Anybody else have anything or have a different question?
Sharon?
Yeah.
This is Beth. Can you?
Hey, Beth.
Hi. Can you pop your dry shampoo recipe somewhere?
I can. I actually have a video of it. I even came across that video. I did it for Oil Life years ago. I don't even think I created a blog out of that, did I, Renee?
I'm
You might
thinking
have to.
too.
I did?
No, I said I'm thinking too. I don't think you have a blog post, but we've shared it a few times, like popped it back up on over in groups. So maybe we'll do that again.
Okay, so let's look for it, and
Okay.
then I need to have that on my to-do list to do another blog post so I can say, oh yeah, it's on the blog, or oh yeah, it's part of this golden drop. So thank you, Beth. I will. And the cool thing, you know, if you have darker hair, maybe you have brown hair or dark honey hair, if you put cocoa, like I'm talking real cocoa, chocolate cocoa, right? If you put that in your cornstarch, organic cornstarch mixture, which is how you make this, and you put it in there, and it will make your dark hair, like it just soaks up all the oil, smells like chocolate, and so yummy, and it works good for dark hair, so you don't look like you've got like a gray wig happening. So it's lovely, but the best part is when you get in the shower, you smell like you're in a chocolate factory, and it's so yummy. So just remember that tip for dark hair, and I do put that in my recipe. I have that in the video as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you're
Sharon.
welcome, Beth. It's always good to see you. All right, anything else? Fabulous. You guys know it. You share it. You love it. And I'm just going to invite you again and again and again to always pay this forward and share your tips and your tricks with other people. They are dying to know what you know, because these are such simple tips, and just makes life easier when you have a tool that you're not running to this expert and running to that expert, but that you can learn to intuitively listen to what your body needs. And I know people are like, wait a minute, I don't know what my body needs. I don't even know where my liver is, or I don't even know where, you know, this artery is, right? But if you can stop and listen, you will feel what your body needs. I mean, you really will. And it becomes, as you clean up your diet and your life, and you calm down and you do start meditating, you will start to know. You'll know what your kids need. You know what your husband needs. And we as women are really gifted with this. And so I'm going to give you that invitation to pay it forward and chill out. Use a little more Bergamot if you have to. Come on. Like, your life will be a lot happier, I promise. And so, and then share it with your neighbors. It's a really great way to live. And it doesn't mean your whole life revolves around essential oils, but you know, you can pretty much use them for everything. So thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Appreciate it, you guys.